type of thing. You don't have to give it away, just give something that's like, oh, maybe I can talk to her or something like that. But again, if you really want to know how to play this mod, I've played it through as much as I could. The first session, that was all pretty much blind up until the point of where I had to go find the whole report and stuff like that, or in the necklace. That it was blind all the way up till that point. Like, as far as I went with the only thing I wanted to know is where to start it. That's all I wanted to know, and I'm like, yeah, I'll continue as far as I can. And apparently, according to the walkthrough, I went halfway without actually looking at the whole guide walkthrough thing. But I tried to keep as much as it, like, I tried not to read too much far into it, so I can at least keep some of the, like, I don't want to say disguise, what is it? I didn't want to go ahead and, like, know how to beat the mod and stuff like that. Like I tried to make sure, like, I kind of knew what to do. This sword is just so good. Oh man, I can't wait to actually kill somebody. Recharging. Wait a minute. Does it actually recharge? Oh, okay. That is cool. Oh, if you want a weapon that's... I definitely recommend this now. Holy crap. Never mind. I'm changing this to a 9, actually. The sword is really good. Levels up with you like the Knights of the 9 armor. If you don't have the mod or DLC and you never really played it. The Knights of the 9 armor actually does, or the Crusader armor, I should say, not Knights of the 9 armor. The Crusader armor actually levels up with you if you put it on the armor stand and then you sleep or you level up. You can actually skip levels too that way too. So like if you're level 17, you sleep without having the armor with you, without the armor on the stand, and then let's say you can level up again, sleep again, and level up. It skips the level 17 or whatever requirement, then it skips to the next one. Okay, this is interesting. Does it recharge while it's unsheathed, or sheathed, I should say? I don't see it recharging. It has to be unsheathed for it to recharge. Okay. I say that it should recharge slowly as the as it's like unsheathed like this, but when it's sheathed, it recharges faster or something like that, or it's much more like its speed of it increases. Okay, this is pretty cool. Okay, so this is fine. This sword actually is really good. The art of it's really nice. I thought I got the version that had the dark one instead of the light one, but I don't care. The light one looks pretty nice too. I don't know where he went. It's a stupid vampire. Of course you can't see it. My only thing is that the enchantments on the sword itself, I don't want to say they're bad, but they're not the greatest. Like the light thing, you can easily get rid of that. Put something interesting on it, like disintegrate armor or weapon or something like that, and it would just, even if it's like 10, even if you keep the points of, what was it, like 20 feet or something? Instead of 20 feet, put like 10 points or something. Yeah, 20 feet. So put like 10 points for 20 seconds or something like that, and it's still really good. But now that I changed my rating for it, it's... But again, like, I haven't looked too far into this mod. Oh, stupid cunt. There you go. She died. And the reason why I'm saying, like, like, you should have to sheath it for it to regenerate faster is because in combat, if it regenerates really fast, even if you have it set up that way, let's see what default the one-handed thing looks like, though, actually. I'm really curious. And then we'll go to another area. Can I have it restored to default? Reset to default. 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 Finish. The powers of the Blade of the Hunter are changing. I think it's back to normal. So let's see what normal is for the blade as a one-handed. It's probably going to be way better than a Horn of Zir. Horn of Zir was around 42. 48, yeah, that's way better. So we had it at 57, but that's because of the damage manipulation that you can do with the menu. Okay. Okay, so it still recharges pretty fast. Let's see. From that, there we go. So it has been fully recharged. It seems to be regenerating as long as I'm holding it in my hand. Oh, that's a weird effect. Okay, I get it now, because it does, because most of its effects, like in the dream sequence when you're fighting the thing with the sword, if you have it like unsheathed like this, you don't have the disorienting effect anymore. Like according to the walkthrough, I didn't see it when I sheathed it after I killed it, but that could just be because I killed it. So let's go to Fort Such, because Fort Such is one of my favorite places to grind for rare loot and just selling stuff. Anyway, so back into the topic of the sword. So let's see how it kills some banditos. Oh, let's see here. Damage range is still really nice. Like 48 for a level 50 is actually really nice. Even though I technically have level 80 stats. Considering my health and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so the recharging, does it warn you every time though? That is the question. Or would have like a sound cue. So let's see. Yeah, it has a sound cue. It doesn't tell you that it recharges in your hand. I kind of figured that. Okay. So normal speed is fine. I guess the sound cue is just in case you're not paying attention to the top. Is it top left? Top left. Corner of your screen, I guess, which is fine. But then it's like, okay, you don't have to say that it's done recharging, and if you just have a sound cue and it's like, oh, sound cue, alright, I know it's recharged. But I really like that it does have a sound cue. It's just going to be really annoying when I'm going to do like a mod review or a mod playthrough, and I'm going to go, I'm just going to use Blade of the Hunter because I beat the mod on screen, and it's like, okay. It seems like...
It's a fight you'll get.
So before we get into the main topic, which is what level do you have to start this quest at, because it actually does have somewhat recommended level. It says that any level can actually do it, so, but it is recommended to be around 10 to 15 because it does have some really powerful enemies, and not only that, it drains a lot of your stats. So be warned. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, so far this blade actually looks really nice. Like, I want to know if the text on here is supposed to mean anything, or if it's just like kind of gibberish that the person just put just to make it look cool. It's fun if it's just random gibberish, but
I'd better cut down on the... Let's get this over with.
it shouldn't be fully recharged. I used it. Best way to get levels is right here. I guess light might help in certain situations. I'm not seeing the situations that it would work though. That's the thing. And if you don't want it to recharge and stuff like that, just cheat it. There you go. But that was one of the... See, this sword seems like it's really much worth it to go and grab. Although I will say this. The quest said that it would take around 5 to 10 hours to complete. The first session was about 2.5. This will probably be about an hour and a half, maybe, give or take. I haven't looked at it, but I'm assuming it's around that, because I literally started around 5 and it's already 6, so... I think it was like 4:30 when I started. Yeah, Coring's killed you. Repair hammer. Nah, it's throwing the Patriot sword. Aw, are you kidding me? What are you doing? Okay, whatever. I'm done. Let's collect this stuff. Ow. Ow. But I do have to recommend this sword, though. If you want a sword that has somewhat tedious questing. Again, mod creator, I have to say this. Have a version of the quest that, like, oh, if you don't care for immersion, like, do this. Wait. Hang on a second. Oh, it actually says this? Okay. Alright. Oh. Well, there you go. Knights of the Nine Revelations comes in here. Alright, so the Pride of the Nine should be rebuilt now. That's pretty cool. Blade of the Haunted is now recharging. I don't know. I was wondering about that. Like, I want to know if somebody actually ever made a script for that. Bungie, I was thinking though, like the charge thing would go up by 1 each and every second or something like that. Like, the uses wouldn't go up, but the charge of it. Alright, so I apologize for this convenient, well, not inconvenient, teleport here. I'm just selling stuff. By selling stuff, I mean getting my steward to sell stuff while I go and work on stuff. But yeah. So another thing that I just realized this, like, as soon as I literally turned off the recording and came here to go sell stuff off screen and somewhat on screen, I guess you could say, is the light spell really isn't too much needed. But I thought of a different effect that could also work very well. And I don't think too many people would argue with this, because light spell is kind of useless on a weapon, because you'd more so just want it on yourself, like just as a spell. What I would have recommended is Soul Trap instead of light. Like, everything else is fine. Like, Absorb Magicka is okay. Drained Willpower, it's kind of okay. Health is always nice. Silence is always great. And shock damage, as long as it's shock, or I think it's shock or fire, you're in a safe boat. I think shock is more so the more preferred one. Frost, you have too many ones that resist it completely. So, well, you have Ghost and Frost Atronachs. For the fire and shock ones, you only have the Atronachs. But again, yeah, like, that's all I really recommend, is that if you can somehow change, like, if you change the light to Soul Trap, I wouldn't see any problems with the sword, actually. And just as you guys saw, the quest it's tedious because it doesn't show you where to go, and the books don't tell you anything. Like, I knew I had to go to Coral, and it was talking about Leowyn, and then it was talking about I was talking about Leowyn and Coral and something else. I don't remember where else it was talking about, but it was talking about Leowyn, Coral, and Bruma, I think, or... Yeah, like, that's the kind of thing, though. So, like, you're trying to follow as close as you can, like, your crossroads and your Bruma. Oh, there's 2 crossroads. And then it's talking about Coral, about alien places, and yet nothing happened. And then it's also talking about Leowyn, or finding something in Leowyn, and nothing in Leyawiin. It's great, right? No, that's why you need to have quest markers so people know exactly where to go. And again, that's the only thing though, is that there's nowhere to go. Like, it doesn't show any directioning. This will be uploaded in 3 video intervals because literally the whole reading is 20 minutes of the first book. And I wouldn't want to send a video for 20 minutes, so I'll just tell people to skip the video if they don't want to know more about the sword. And again, that gets rid of some stuff for my views and stuff like that. But again, yeah, so like, if you want to pick up the sword mod, I do recommend it. I don't recommend reading the whole books because it doesn't really give you much. Just read the summary. I'm pretty sure that the summaries are really good. Like, they give you a TLDR version of it. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's not the request. I think they give you a good summary of it. Let's see here. I've acquired a obviously rare book. Then you talk to her again. Yeah. So, the summaries are fine, but reading the books is okay too. Wish you can get rid of these curtains, but anyway. So yeah, so I put this at a 9 now instead of an 8. The quest is really janky. The sound effects, sounds really cool. The dream sequence was, I don't want to say it was the greatest thing about the mod, because the greatest thing about the mod is it's supposed to be the sword, and it kind of is the sword. But the dream sequence was okay. It was pretty well built into the story, because it was all about dreams and stuff like that. Although, each and every time I read dreams, I kept thinking of Heart of the Dead. So, that's not the mod's fault. That's more so my fault for playing Heart of the Dead like 8 times. So, hooray. Again, back to the nightmare part, while I'm trying to think of other stuff to say about it. The nightmare part, like, the sound effects were pretty cool. The disorienting effect was okay, but it's still not the greatest effect ever, because, like, oh, and inside the dream, there's no directions. Like, you have to know what to do, and since the dream has no directioning, like, did the quest ever say that you had to do something in the dream? With my sword hand, I can sense a tickle in my fingers, with a weird shiver runs down my back. I'm awake, or am I dreaming? I thought I was going to sleep, but then I found myself in a horrific place. It was the incarnate of the nightmare himself hunting me inside. I'd have to die, but then I woke up. Yeah, so it doesn't tell you anything what to do. Okay, that's it. Again, it's tell a person what to do, or at least to find out what to do. Like, maybe I should, like, when you're in the dream, maybe I should try and find a way to escape this place, and then ask an expert or something like that. In magical properties, and find, and there was no directioning to pick up the dried essences. Oh, I stored in chain hole. There was no directioning to go pick up the dried essences. It's more so like, oh, make sure you want to pick up everything. You don't know what could be useful. That alien plate I picked up could have been used as a shield. Who knows? And that is not a great way of making sure that people pick up your items. And not only that, if you would have sold any of the keystones, you would have been stuck down there. Unless you actually decided to toggle collision.
Yes.
Which is not a good safe bet either. So all in all, 9. Mostly because the sword can regenerate now, or recharge. Which was an idea that I was going to plan on doing, but anyway, it's fine. So yeah, like this plate could have saved me somehow, or this goblet. This goblet could have stored the water and healed me. But again, nothing to symbolize that you need to pick up the dried essence. But again, like if you would have sold the red and the yellow keystone, you're dead. You're pretty much done. The mod's over. Well, according to the walkthrough. Apparently. As soon as you sold this, you're done. But I'm pretty sure you can just rebuy them. But anyway. But yeah, for the final time, recommend it. It's a really cool mod. Again, if you watch through the entire series, you'll probably know more about how to get the weapon and stuff. I do recommend watching from start to finish, although I will say when to skip certain like stuff. I'll try and put annotations for that. Definitely during the reading.
Let's hear it.
I'm not going to be that cruel and say, hey, make sure you watch all of it. Like, you don't want to miss a single word. No, I'm just going to say, like, skip the rest of the video if it's for the rest of the video, or just skip the reading. Because it's like, okay. But I have to say, it has really cool sound cues. I think what the person should have done with the sound cues is make it repeat, or have a repeating part of it, because it just like starts and let's say it lasts for about 20 seconds, then it ends. It doesn't loop. It doesn't like try and continue, so it doesn't seem like it's looping. It just stops, and then it's like, okay, so now I gotta read the rest of it with no sound. Great. Now people can only hear my voice, and it's like, hooray. Okay, I'm done now. That is it for today, guys. Tomorrow we'll be doing another Oblivion mod. I am not quite sure. So, yeah. Goodbye, guys. See you guys tomorrow. Maybe. I don't know. Goodbye, guys. Goodbye, guys.